Hello, and welcome back to Coffee at Sunrise. As reflective and comforting as a sip of coffee at sunrise, I hope this podcast, with all the lessons that I'm learning as I navigate life in my 20s, gives you that same feeling, inspiring you to take on the day and show up as your best self. Today we're talking all about self-discipline and how to actually change your life. First, let's do a little life update check-in. So the coffee I am sipping on currently is actually not coffee at all. I know, very off-brand of me, but it's actually just water, staying hydrated. My current watch is The Night Agent on Netflix. It's like a crime thriller type of show, but honestly, it's one of those shows where a lot of times I'll be watching a show and I'll be on my phone scrolling, but for that show in particular, I've only seen the first couple of episodes, but it's really just captivating. And then my current read is continuing the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. If you enjoy fantasy romance and have not read any of the Sarah J. Maas books yet, what are you doing? Her books just hold a special place in my heart. I just love when books just feel epic. And my favorite part of these books isn't just the fun fantasy element and the romance, but with her characters, there's always some element of them finding their power or growing from being broken and hurt to just being super powerful. And it's just so satisfying. Those storylines are just beautiful to me. I also just love a good enemies to lovers, romance plot. I also truly do think that staying grateful and staying excited is the key to a happier life. So let's try to start this morning thinking about one thing that you're grateful for and one thing that you're looking forward to. One thing that I'm grateful for this morning is the sunshine. Spring has sprung, and I'm starting to finally feel like myself again now that the sun is out. And then one thing I'm excited about is planning a vacation with my family to Ireland. I think it's so important to plan fun things to look forward to because it just makes the day-to-day a little bit more exciting when you change up your routine and have something that you're looking forward to. I also just love the prep of vacation. Sometimes even more than the actual vacation itself, when you get your hair done, your nails done, you buy new clothes. Okay, now it's your turn. One thing you're grateful for and one thing you're looking forward to. Feel free to pause the podcast or pause the video if you're watching on YouTube and just think of something and then come back when you're done. Amazing. So now that we have our mind in the right headspace, let's dive into today's topic. Self-discipline. Self-discipline is self-love. Sometimes we see self-love, self-care as ooh, girl, treat yourself. But self-love isn't always face masks and bubble baths. It's doing what's good for you, even when you don't feel like doing it in the moment. Doing what aligns with who you are, caring for yourself, forgiving yourself, even when you don't do all of those things. It's just so much more than these surface level things. Even though those things to care for yourself and your appearance do make a difference, it's also just about caring for yourself enough to set standards for yourself, to keep yourself acting in ways that are true to you. Like a kid might want 200 cookies, but if they eat those 200 cookies, they might feel sick. Just like some of the things that we want aren't always what's good for us, or it gives us that long-lasting, fulfilling happiness. And that's why mindfulness is key. Just checking in with yourself to be wait, I know I feel like I want this right now, or I feel like I don't want to do this right now, but how am I going to feel afterwards? And if it does align with who you are and who you want to be, then go for it. But if it doesn't, maybe don't do that thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that thing, or continuing to push off something that you've been wanting to do, may make you feel good in the moment, but then afterwards you might feel off or unhappy because of it. Because when your actions are not aligned with who you are and what you actually want, you're going to feel off. It's going to feel blah. But I also do want to say that self-discipline is also not bullying yourself, saying, oh, you didn't do this, or being mean to yourself. Self-discipline is loving yourself enough to know what's good for you, what's not, and forgiving yourself even when you get it wrong, and giving yourself grace in the pursuit of your goals. It's having standards and guidelines for yourself, which builds this sense of confidence and power, having that trust in yourself to know that you're going to consistently show up for yourself. So if you skip a day or fail at something, it doesn't hold as much weight because you know that you're going to continue, that you're going to keep going and try again, learning and getting better each time. Whenever you're trying something new, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong for you. Sometimes things just feel uncomfortable because it's new and we're not used to it. But the great thing about doing things that are outside of your comfort zone is that then your comfort zone expands. You learn new skills, you gain new experiences, and you always feel better for having done those things. And then you find that strength in yourself afterwards to feel proud, like I did it. I pushed through the hard and I'm okay. I'm growing. I've learned new things or gained new skills. For example, I just started substitute teaching, and beforehand I was so nervous thinking oh my God, I don't want to do this. But when you do things that are a little uncomfortable or scary that you know are just going to be good for you, it's such a rewarding feeling when you're finally able to push through something hard. It makes the accomplishment that much more rewarding. And it grows this confidence within yourself to think, I can do hard things. I can experience the uncomfortable, and time again, I make it through and I survive it and I grow from it. And when I did have my first day substitute teaching, it went so well and everyone was so nice, except for one period where the kids were running around and I had no idea what to do. But I'm learning classroom management and how to be all serious and stern because that just doesn't come easy to me. So I'm learning as I go. And my point here, I guess, is that some things just take time. But if you never push yourself, if you never do the thing, if you never start, it's never gonna happen. You're never gonna get there. I can wish I was more stern and like knew class management, then do nothing about it. Or I can say, hey, I'm gonna start substitute teaching. I think that'll be good practice with growing that skill, and I can research online different YouTube videos or articles about it. If you want something, don't sit and wish for it. Don't play the victim to your circumstances, allowing yourself to stay stuck in it. It's not easy, and some days might be better than others, but if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you want different, you gotta do different. And what's good for you isn't always what you feel like doing. Working out, cleaning, getting work done. Yeah, it sucks to do it in the moment, but it's those things that after you get yourself to do it, you feel so much better for having done it. Those are the type of things that help bring you closer to your goals and feeling the way that you want to feel. When you respect yourself in that way, you become more attractive without even saying anything. People can just tell with the way you treat yourself and the way you move in the world, that confidence that you have with yourself. When you look at people and they know what they want and they're going after it and they have, the sense of purpose and passion, that is just so attractive and it's magnetic. And there's just something so magnetic about someone who's working towards a goal that they're passionate about and consistently showing up for themselves. Be consistent, work hard, keep the promises that you make to yourself, because that's going to make you just magnetic and it's going to build your confidence within yourself and just make you happier. The way you care for yourself is a vibe that's going to radiate, and other people are going to feel that. The first true step in self-discipline, if you actually want to change your life, is figuring out what you actually want. What are your goals? What do you actually want? And wanting to change things is okay. It's natural. And sometimes you need those moments of like, ugh, I hate certain parts of myself right now or my life, or feel unhappy with things, or have those moments of just ugh and bleh, is the best way to describe it. It's okay to feel that, and sometimes looking back, I love that I had those moments where I did feel that way, because that feeling is like a signal, like, ooh, something's not working, something needs to change. And every time that I felt that way, I've thought of solutions. And sometimes the solution is just to let yourself feel a feeling in a moment and know that it will pass, because no feeling is final. But other times, when it's consistent, it's a call to change, because what you feel inside and what you know you deserve and want for yourself and for your life, when you have that ugh, bleh feeling, that's because what you're doing or what your life currently is right now is not aligning. It's because the current reality is not aligning with what you know that you want and deserve for yourself. So yeah, sometimes it's a sucky feeling, but sometimes you gotta sit in the sucky and realize it's trying to tell you something. Sometimes things gotta feel like they're breaking down so that you can build something new from it. And then make those changes that you need to, because you wouldn't have made those changes if you didn't feel the, bleh feeling. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself grace, love who you are. There's a balance between gratitude and seeing the good in where you are and loving who you are in this moment, while also not using that as an excuse to stay stuck in what you know or what's comfortable, even when it doesn't feel right or isn't making you truly happy. Love who you are, but love yourself enough to not limit your potential. Love yourself enough to make those changes. Love yourself and be grateful for your life each step of the way as you're working towards all those things that you want. Because it trains your brain. If you're always looking at the next thing, never feeling satisfied, always looking towards the next thing and the next thing, you're never going to truly enjoy what you get when you do get it. Because happiness isn't the thing that you're constantly running towards. It's what walks beside you along the way, waiting for you to see that it's been right there all along. If you look for the good, you'll find it. And what you focus on multiplies. If you focus on the bad and consistently complain and see the bad in your life, that's all you're going to see, and you're going to see more of it. But if you focus on the good, and if you can feel grateful for where you're at and what you have in your life, that good is just going to multiply, and you're going to find more good things to appreciate and feel good about. And then when more good things come in, you'll enjoy it that much more. Enjoy the journey and love yourself as you level up. And you'll also love yourself more as you're working towards those things that you want. Even if it takes a while to get there, even if it's just one small step that you're making, you'll feel better about yourself for taking those little small steps rather than doing nothing at all. Because working towards something and having goals or a purpose that makes you excited, you just radiate an energy that is just magnetic. And you'll feel happy in pursuit of what you want. It's not even really about getting the actual thing or accomplishing the goal, but having that purpose and passion that kind of fuels your fire and gets you going. The happiness is in the journey of and having that excitement of a goal that you're working towards every day. It's important to face where you're truly at. Face what you actually want to change, what you don't like, and make moves to get yourself or your life more aligned so that the external matches what you want and who you feel that you are internally. It's okay to be unhappy with yourself or your life. It's okay to have those moments because no feeling is final. It doesn't have to define you or have so much power over you. Listen to your feelings not as facts, but as messages from yourself so that you can make changes when things aren't working for you anymore. So get clear on your goals, get clear on what you actually want for yourself and for your life. Not what you think you should be or what someone else might like. Make those changes for you. Whatever is going to make you feel like the most you could possibly be. Change your hair. Wear clothes that make you feel good. Walk into a room thinking, everybody loves me. Grow your mindset. Read self-help books, listen to podcasts, find hobbies that you're passionate about. Maybe start working out, redecorate or change up your bedroom, clean your space, have vision boards that remind you of your goals, and follow people on social media that inspire you, that bring positive energy. Do things for you. Then when you need to remotivate yourself, remember your why. Because when you have a clear image of your why, your purpose, and your goals, you're that much more likely to actually do them. When you have like a reason to do the task. So if you actually want to change your life, number one, get clear on your goals, on your why, find your purpose, and get clear on what you actually want. And then you can have a plan of action, build daily habits or routines that can bring you closer to that. Because self-discipline is creating those daily habits and routines that you can stick to, ones that make you feel good and that align with who you feel you are and who you want to be and the life that you want to live. Keeping the promises that you make to yourself. If you say, oh, I want to go to the gym tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and you don't, you lose that trust within yourself. And that will diminish your confidence and you end up not feeling good. But if tomorrow comes and you do go, even if it's for 10 minutes, the fact that you kept that promise to yourself grows a trust and confidence within yourself that's just going to feel so good. If you give up every time you're tired or don't feel like it, you're saying to yourself that you don't have control over your actions, which then causes this distrust with yourself. And if you never do the thing, it limits the possibility of it ever happening for you. But if you show up for yourself, even in little ways, it'll feel so much better than you not doing anything at all. When I don't do the things that make me feel good, like working out, recording podcasts, making TikToks, cleaning my room, those things I don't always feel like doing all the time, but when I don't do those things, then I don't feel like myself and I don't feel good. And then I wonder why I'm not feeling good. And then I'm like, hey, because you haven't been doing any of the things that actually make you feel good. When you don't feel like doing something, remind yourself of just how happy you're going to feel after having done that. And remind yourself of that vision of who you want to be in the life that you want to live. You don't get there just by sitting and wanting. It's your actions, it's your routines, your choices every single day, who you want to be and what you're going to do to get there. You can't control a lot of things in life, but what you can control is you. Control what you can, and if you can't control it, how can you control how you're looking at it? And change your perspective to make you feel better about it. Self-discipline is figuring out what you want, visualizing, then showing up for yourself, taking action, and making the steps to get there. Maybe you could try writing down a timeline or a schedule. Plan out your week with things that you want to do or daily habits that'll make you feel good. Like maybe every Sunday is your deep cleaning day, or maybe your self-care day where you do all those little things that make you feel good about yourself. Maybe it's painting your nails, self-tanning, taking a bath, whatever it is. Or maybe you start working out consistently, like 2 or 3 days a week. Maybe that's where you start. And slowly incorporating these habits in your day or week, that after doing it consistently and just in the process of doing these things, you're going to feel happier for having done them. Also, sometimes I make too many goals or too big of goals for myself that like, at night when you're planning for the next day and you write this big long to-do list of all the things you're going to do tomorrow, where you're like, yeah, I'll do this and tomorrow I'll get my life together and do all these things. And then tomorrow you basically screwed her over, and tomorrow you was like, bro, why did you do this to me? I don't want to do anything. Like, I'm very ambitious to a delusional degree when I'm writing my to-do list for what I'm going to do and push till the next day. But when I do that, it feels overwhelming. And then I end up not doing any of it. So one thing that kind of helped me is making smaller goals for myself, writing down 5 or 6 things I wanted to do. Maybe it's 1 or 2. Maybe it's small steps towards a bigger goal, because I'm more likely to do it when it's a smaller action. For example, the gym. If I say I'm going to spend an hour or 2 in the gym, especially when I'm just starting out, I'm probably not going to do that. But if I tell myself, hey, even if you do like 15 minutes or take a class, like just get yourself there, get to the gym. And that's more manageable in my brain than like having too big of a goal. It's like, don't try to eat the whole sandwich because you might choke, like take small bites. I know that's a weird metaphor, but small steps towards your goals are manageable and are something that you can be proud of yourself for. Just stay consistent and continue to show up for yourself. And slowly but surely, you will increase and improve and grow. But if you don't do anything, you're never going to get there. Small steps are better than not moving at all. And instead of thinking to yourself like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. It's going to be so uncomfortable. It's going to be bad. Just think, oh, I need to do this because if I don't do this, then I'm going to feel bad. And focus more not on the discomfort that you'll feel if you do the thing, but the discomfort that you're going to feel if you don't do the thing. Set many deadlines for yourself, breaking down goals into manageable chunks, because if you feel overwhelmed, you're going to procrastinate and then nothing's going to get done. No more waiting for the right time, waiting for the perfect time, because there is no right or perfect time. The time is now. If you keep thinking, oh, I'll wait till Monday, or I'll wait tomorrow, oh, that can never be me. Yeah, it won't be if you don't get up and do the things and start making the moves towards the life that you want for yourself. Once you start building these new habits and new routines, it's going to become your new normal, and whatever's outside of your comfort zone will expand, and then that'll become a part of your new comfort zone, and you're going to gain skills and learn and grow and improve. But you don't get there by never starting. Another tip is kind of like setting yourself up for success and helping to motivate you do the thing. Maybe it's putting your alarm across the room so that you have to physically stand up to turn it off, or leaving out your gym clothes and bags all ready for you for the next day, so it's easy to just throw them on. Leaving that book that you wanted to read, leave it out and easily accessible. Little things like that can help reduce this barrier for starting and doing the thing, because a lot of times the hardest part is just starting. Another tip to kind of get yourself to do the things that you don't really want to do is to romanticize it. Play music while you clean or work out. If you have to do work, maybe put on a cute outfit and go to a coffee shop and just kind of romanticize the things that you don't feel like doing all the time. But overall, whatever new routines you add to your day or week, it's got to be sustainable. You may not see the results right away, but you'd never see them at all if you didn't do anything or never started. Stay consistent and keep going. The rewards and results will come. Break down these big goals into sustainable, manageable routines that will just become a part of your new lifestyle. It's not an overnight thing, but you're gonna feel better being in pursuit of those things that you want and having that purpose, working towards goals that make you excited. I mean, if you start now, just think where you could be months and a year from now. Your life could completely change in a month, in a year, in a week, just by implementing different habits. So, some self-discipline affirmations of the day. I show up for myself time and time again. I'm taking the steps, however small, and making things happen. I deserve everything I desire. If I can see it, I can be it. I will accomplish my goals. I do what needs to be done, even if I don't feel like it. My happiness is my responsibility. I love who I am. I give myself grace in the pursuit of my goals. Now it's time for a sipper shoutout. Sipper shoutout. Posted a story on the Coffee at Sunrise podcast Instagram. If you are not following, you totally should go follow. And some of you shared a few things or goals that you're trying out in your Curious Girl era from our last episode, where we talked all about entering your what if era and just stopping those limiting beliefs to go after what you want. And some of you shared some really cool things that you're trying out and new goals that you're setting. One sipper said that she is setting a goal to read every day. And reading is definitely my favorite pastime, so I love this goal. And then another sipper said she's making it a point to get dolled up more often. And I love that. When I feel good about how I'm looking, I know it sounds superficial, but when I put in a little extra effort, wear something I feel cute in, or do my makeup, even if it's just to do work or go to class, my vibe is just better. I feel more on top of things, I just feel good, period, and that energy radiates. When you feel good about yourself, people feel that and respond to that. It's less about what you actually look like, but the energy that you radiate and how you feel about yourself, that kind of radiates out of you. Because confidence is a mindset, and people react to your energy more than they react to your physical appearance. Overall, take your life into your own hands. Stop waiting, stop wallowing. If you want different, you gotta do different. Change up your daily routines. Even if it's small steps and small changes, they're gonna make the biggest difference. And over time could completely change your life. I love you, and I hope you have an amazing, fantabulous day. That's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, thanks for listening. Tag me in your Instagram stories listening to the podcast. I love to see where you're listening from. Follow me on TikTok or Instagram. I link them in the description for every episode. I love you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.